Good morning and welcome back to Novopangea Beginner Guides. What we're going to talk about in this video is land claims, how to use them, what the benefits are, just basically everything you need to know about land claims. So let's go ahead and jump into it because there's multiple things you could use them for. You could either grab a whole bunch of land claims and use them as rental, or you can go ahead and get the land claims to put your own buildings on. So we are here in the Shadow Realm. District 7, what I would suggest, each district is a little bit different. Some are more populated than others. The first thing you want to do is make sure that you identify your home realm. Home district. Obviously home realm too, so you don't want to go to a different area where you, basically if you're starting the game and you have space buildings and space land claims, you don't want to make sure that you don't want to jump into the Shadow Realm. All right. So today I actually have a number of different claims. I have both in the space and in the shadow, but I have a travel pass between the two. That's why you see two different realms of NFTs here. What we're going to do is I'm going to use District 7. I'm District 7 in the space realm, so I'm going to use District 7 also in the shadow realm. There's plenty of space for me to go ahead and plot and put different spots here. The one thing that I do want to mention is most people are trying to just congregate right around that town center. Not sure if they think there's a special bonus with it, but I did confirm that there's no difference between putting your plot of land here or out in the furthest corners. So it's up to you where you put it in there. The main thing that you do want to do is make sure that, if possible, to use your NFTs in your home district. And your home district is identified by really the first district that you use within a realm. You do have the opportunity to go ahead and change home districts, but you have to wait 30 days in order to do that changing of the home districts. So what we're going to do is we're going to use District 7. We're going to go ahead and decide on what plots we want. I have 3 land claims, so I'm going to try and get 3 spots next to each other. I personally prefer the outside because it's the easiest to see when I'm going ahead and clicking on it. For the space realm, I actually have these spots here, but I don't want to impede on their space. So I'm going to go ahead down here on the bottom middle and claim these 3 spots. So the way that you do that is you go down here and you click on the spot. It's going to ask you if you want to use a land claim. It does take a few seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and stake my land claim here. It's going to go through the authentication process, so it could take a few seconds here for us to process it. We're going to do the similar thing for all 3 of these lands. Basically what this does, it claims. You stake and claim that land, and no one else can go ahead and jump in there and take that land from you. So the sooner you do this, sooner you get in game, the better options that you're going to have. So now you give it a second, and what we're going to see, and you see a red circle go ahead in here, and now that's my land claim. I'm going to do the same thing for these next 3 spots in a row. Grab my little corner here so we can go ahead and I can show you the different options that you have with the buildings. So give me 1 second. I'm going to grab these and we'll be right back. All right, we are back. As you can see, there are 3 spots claimed. They're all mine. If I scroll over it, you'll see my wallet address. Same with, you can see what other people do also, or at least who owns certain plots of land just by scrolling over it. Now that we own or we've claimed these spots of land, you can go ahead and click on them and it's going to give you multiple options. You have the option to use this land for yourself, or you can go ahead and rent it out to other people that may have buildings but don't have lands. So that is another option that you have here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use it for my personal buildings because we're going to do another part of the video on actually putting the buildings in there. But if you want to go ahead and rent it out to someone else, you set your price, which is standard at 2 for one rental, and the rentals last 7 days. And then it does cost you 50 lumber or 50 building material to go ahead and set up the rent for each of the buildings. You also have the chance to remove your buildings if you don't like the spot and move it to a different spot. For my purposes, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and use it for my personal buildings. So I'm going to check this box here. Basically, it takes away the rental fee and says that it's for my own buildings. Then I'm going to go ahead and set rent. This, again, will cost me 50 building materials in order to do it. So let's go ahead and click on that. You'll see the building materials are up here, so it's going to get reduced by 50. and you're going to see a little icon jump on here in a second. It does take a few seconds to process. Sometimes you may have to refresh your screen. Oh, now it does show you as occupied. If you look here in the bottom corner, it shows as occupied, which is basically going to be my building. And then if I click on that, I have the option to go ahead and put in any of the buildings that I have. Let's go ahead. We're going to go through the process to do it with the other two. I'll fast forward and show you the results at the end. You'll see every time I do it, I lose or I use 50 building materials. So there we go. We are done. And now this land plot is done. It is ready for me to go ahead and build on it. It's that simple to go ahead and register your lands. The only thing that you have to be concerned about really is the building materials, because if early game 50 building materials can be rather expensive. If you have skilled workers, you can go ahead and work them on someone else's building and get some obsidian, and then go over to the exchange rate and sell your obsidian by clicking buy, and sell 1 obsidian for 60 building materials. So 1 obsidian, basically one cycle of working, gives you enough to basically rent out or build out your land, so you can use it for whether it's rental purposes or for your own building. If you do rent it out to other people, you'll get those 7, which you can again convert into building materials, 1 of the obsidian, and then use the other obsidian for your own self. But I like having my own buildings on there, because then I can produce a whole lot more. I hope this video is helpful. So we'll go ahead and talk about another topic next time. Have a great day, everyone.